matters related to teaching. So it was merged with the current National Teaching Council as it is known now. And as I said, it has a governing board with representation from various stakeholders. And it is headed by a registrar who doubles as the CEO or a CEO. So by way of introduction, that is the National Teaching Council as it exists now. Now let's look at the teacher professionalization process. A lot of prospective teachers often ask the question, what goes into the professionalization process for teachers in Ghana? The process involves indexing. What is indexing? Indexing involves taking records of aspiring teachers or prospective teachers when they gain initial admission into the colleges of education or teacher training institutions. The second step is for you to go through your initial teacher training. What it means is that once you enter into the teacher education training or institution, we take your details, and the details are taken the onset of your initial teacher education. After your initial education or training, you write the teacher professional examination, what we call the Ghana Teacher Licensure Examination. When you pass, which is the step 4, you are issued with a provisional license to enable you undertake your national service and to enter into Ghanaian classroom to teach. With the provisional license, you then undergo induction, like what you are doing presently. After your induction, a full license is issued to you as a teacher. When you are issued with your license, you are then registered in the register of teachers in Ghana, and it is electronic register. The process doesn't end there. Once you have your license, your full license, you are expected to take part in CPD activities. We'll talk more about CPD activities. And then meet the minimum point. And then step 9, have your license renewed, which means if you don't go through CPD activities at the expiration of your teacher license, you cannot renew. So that is the process. Please, let's go through the teacher professionalization process again. Step 1 is the indexing. The indexing involves taking data of a trainee or a prospective teacher at the stage before entering the teacher education institution or teacher training institution. The second step is for you to go through initial training as a prospective teacher, be it at the College of Education or the university. After your training, you write professional examination, what we call the Ghana Teacher Licensure Examination. Please, do I see a hand up? Hello, please, someone had a hand up. You can unmute yourself and ask your question. Okay, if you can hear me, then I proceed. The third process is the teacher professional examination, which we call the Ghana Teacher Licensure Examination. When you pass your licensure examination, you are given a provisional license. The provisional license enables you to enter into a Ghanaian classroom. That is what you are currently doing for your national service. Because the law says without the provisional license, you cannot step into the classroom to teach. Step 6 is where you are. Step 5 is the induction. You go through induction like what we are organizing for you now. Step 6, you are given a full license. Step 7, you are registered as a teacher after the license. Then step 8, you are expected to go through CPD activities when your license is issued to you. Step 9 is the renewal of license after you've undergone your CPD activities and met the minimum required points. Sorry, now let's go through the CPD. We earlier mentioned teachers are required to undergo CPD. So the question is, what is CPD? CPD simply means continuous professional development. So teachers are required to undergo continuous professional development. It's a process, refers to the process by which teachers enhance and sustain their knowledge, skills, and experience gained as they work beyond any initial training. Which means, apart from your initial training as a professional training as a teacher, you are expected to acquire more knowledge to enable you to be effective and competent on your job. You gain this experience, these skills, this competence by gradually acquiring knowledge, undergoing training, equipping yourself. CPD is the upgrading and updating of one's professional knowledge, skills, and attitude through research and portfolio development. CPD is for teachers. CPD for teachers include publication of educational journals, obtaining additional degrees related to teaching, attending educational conferences, union programs, participating in INSET activities. And please note that INSET is mandatory for all teachers, including you and others. Further details have been provided at www.tpg.ntc.gov.gh. That is where we've uploaded the CPD manual for your reference. Why CPD? It will enable you to be familiar with what is expected of you as a prospective professional teacher in the areas of lesson planning, preparation and facilitation, proper way of communication, how to relate to the school community, the school and the community at large. What is required to obtain provisional license after your initial training? So as a teacher, what is required of you after obtaining provisional license? 1, you go for an induction program. That is the national service. So you guys are done with your service, yes. So you are going through the induction. You participate in school-based insect, cluster-based insect, district-based insect to get accrued points to fulfill the partial requirement for 4 licenses. So please take note that you are expected to undergo SBI, CBI, DBI to get the required CPD points. C. To meet other requirements for the renewal of your license, you need to record your trainings in the teacher training logbook. So NTC has a teacher training logbook which is available on our portals. So you are expected to record all the training sessions, the trainings you attend, and other activities, be it CBI, be it SBI, CBI, or DBI in the training logbook. D. Upon successful completion of the process, a notification will be sent to you. You visit tpg.ntc.gov.ga to fill in your details and upload your appointment letter, certificate, and passport picture. Upon successful completion of the process, a notification will be sent to you. So please take note of the process. When you visit tpg.ntc.gov.gh to fill your details and the other supporting documents, when you complete, a notification will be sent to you. So, upon successful completion of the process, the notification will be sent to you. You are expected, your account is then deemed activated. Let's look at the operational structure of INSET. At the national level, the key players are NTC and GES. So this is organized through the service providers. At the regional level, the key players are NTC, the Regional Education Office, and the Regional INSET Committee. At the district level is the District Education Office, District INSET Committee, and then the District Teacher Support Teams. At the cluster level, you have the District Education Office, District INSET Committee, the School Improvement Support Officers, the District Teacher Support Teams, and then at the school level, you have the heads of schools, heads of departments, and the curriculum leaders. So, we have accredited service providers to complement the process. The role of directors of education. So at the regional level, they are expected to assign mentors to newly promoted teachers. They are also expected to monitor the professional development of teachers, including newly promoted teachers. They are also required to organize orientation for newly posted teachers. And then they are expected to organize periodic monitoring of activities of service providers. And also to use the INSET records to recommend newly posted teachers for professional license. Additionally, they are to endorse INSET records of teachers and submit them to NTC. Now let's go through the INSET activities for teachers. It is mandatory for all teachers to undergo INSET activities. These INSET activities include school-based INSET, SBI, Professional Learning Community, PLC, cluster-based insert CBI, and department-based insert DBI. These insert activities help teachers to overcome challenges identified during the teaching and learning, and it enhances their collegiality. Now let's go through the linkage between CPD credit points. Teachers who earn the requisite minimum credit points are considered competent in influencing positive learning outcomes. The minimum credit points are determined by the National Teaching Council. These minimum credit points will be used by stakeholders in decision making to promote professionalism. So please note that based on your rank, or depending on your rank, you are expected to go through this CPD program or training corresponding to your rank. Thank you. So please, we are going to unmute all of you. If you have a question, you raise your hand, and then I have Richard here. Richard, you can unmute and ask your question.
All right. My first question deals with you said the credit point. Talking about the credit point, the credit point. I don't understand. Is it a standard that they are going to set for you to maybe obtain or get to that place before you be credited as a teacher, or like maybe if you can explain that place to me further.
Okay, Richard, we have developed the CPD framework. The CPD framework determines the required training the teacher must go to subject to your rank. So if you go onto our website, the document is available. It will specify your grade, the required CPD, be it the required CPD points required for you to have your license renewed.
All right, thank you. But so that means when you go for the training, when you go for the training, that's the CDP or CPD. When you go for all those training, that means they are going to organize exams for you to. They are going to exams questions or exams based on what the process or the training that they gave you.
No, Richard, they are not examinations. They are training. They are training programs. So
after that, are they going to assess you?
Yes, it's quality evaluation. It's more of evaluation, not assessment. Not where you will not be required to write exam. But normally when you go through training, they evaluate to see the success of the program and whether the lesson objectives or training objectives or outcomes have been achieved.
Oh, okay.
So for each one that you attend, after the program, for each one that you attend, you'll be credited points for attending the program.
Oh, okay. My second question also is the license that they are going to give it to you. So you made mention of it, a national service, or we are supposed to write a licensure exams. Well, that place, I understand it didn't come well. Is it that you are going to write licensure exams for them for you to be approved as a teacher, or when you are done with your national service, then so that place maybe you can throw more light on that.
Thank you for the question. Okay, so Richard, by way of our process, you write for you to become a teacher, You are expected to write your Ghana teacher licensure examination or your professional exam after your initial training. So some of you, I'm sure, might have written your licensure examinations. You only write the licensure examination when you have not written it yet. Have you sat for the licensure examination?
Exactly.
Good. So have you passed? Have you checked your results?
No, by the say it's in, but I have not.
Good. So in that case, when you pass, you'll be issued with your provisional license.
All right.
Okay, I'm told the results are in, so please find time.
Yeah, the results are in. The results are in.
Okay.
Thank you.
When will be the next exam?
Please, it will be very difficult to confirm, but I'm sure maybe somewhere around November, December, NTC will announce the date. Normally, we announce the date so the candidates will know ahead of time.
Okay.
Please, if you write your licensure and you pass all, do they automatically post you, or do you have to go through a process?
Currently, when it comes to recruitment, it is outside the area of NTC. We normally submit the names of candidates who have passed the Ghana Education Service, and the Ghana Education Service has their own process for recruitment. But I know they have a portal. When the portal is open, they ask all the candidates who have passed to go on the portal and apply for jobs. So that's the process. But recruitment is not part of our activities.
So in the case the portal is open, you've not written the licensure exam, and let's say you've applied, is it possible that they are going to post you?
No, sir. They only work with the list of candidates who have sat for the examinations and they have passed. So they work with the pass list.
Okay. Please, you were saying something about provisional license. I would like to find out how long does it take to have your full license?
It takes 1 year.
Okay. And please, how about the rank? Because you said now you are merged with GE. Initially, I know that when you come out as a new teacher, you start with, is it PS? Yes, PS. So I would like to know whether it's still in use.
Okay, so Felicity, for degree holders, yes, I know, though we don't work on recruitment, I know for degree holders, that is the entry point, principal superintendent, yes.
Thank you.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Please, I just want to ask you this final question, then I will not.
Okay.
Ask. Yes. The question is, why this one, the professional exam, that is the license exam, and why is that too costly?
Can you take the question again?
I said that why is it the licensure exam? Why? What is the main reason? Then why is it that it's too costly?
It's too costly.
Yes, it costs a lot.
Okay, I don't know about the cost component, Richard, but I know nursing and the midwifery council are paying twice how much teachers are paying. But for the purposes of the earlier question, yes, it is to instill professionalism into the teaching profession. Previously, we had lots of people interested in the profession, but what we are doing now is in line with global standards. So almost all the countries have adopted the standard where to be recognized as a professional, you have to write professional examination and be inducted into the examination so that you go by the tenets of the profession. So that is a new era now. It also helps us to maintain highly qualified, highly motivated, and highly competent teachers. So it's a clear departure from previously where somebody can get up and say, I'm a teacher. The same way you don't expect somebody who has not undergone through training as a doctor to call himself a doctor, or someone who has not undergone through law training to call himself a lawyer. Now that is the new era now. It is the era of professionalism. So that anywhere a teacher goes globally, all over the world, he will be accepted as a certified or a licensed professional and can practice anywhere in the world. So currently, if we issue you with a license, whether you go to UK, you go to US, wherever you go, the license, once you submit it, they can enter your details on our portal and they will get to know everything about you as a professional or your status as a professional teacher. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Training.
Yes, sir. This is Wisdom, Mate.
Mr.
Mate Wisdom.
Okay.
You said something that we should record our training into an NTC training logbook. And I want to ask, what if the training takes place online, either through Google Meet or Zoom like this one? What happens? How are you going to do the entry? And who is going to sign for you?
Okay. So Mr. Mate.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Mate.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so please, if it is online, then the service provider will automatically record the training you have attended.
Okay, then so I will not write anything in my logbook, right?
Please, your line is not too clear. If you can.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is that with that, I will not write anything in my logbook.
Yeah, afternoon. I saw that. Hey, okay. You want it?
Yes, sir. What I'm trying to say is that
Mr. Mate, please unmute yourself and talk.
Yes, sir. Yeah, what I'm trying to say is that if there is a workshop like this induction, and it is, let's say, it is a CPD workshop, and it is either through Zoom or Google Meet, and you said earlier that we have to write and record all trainings in our logbook. Therefore, in this case, how is it going to be? Should we still go ahead and do the recording in our logbook?
Yes, Mr. Mate, you can record, aside even your logbook, you can even ask for the recording of the program itself as evidence.
The video of it, right?
Yes, the video of it, yes.
Okay, because from the onset, I asked permission if you can record the video, and nothing was said about that. Or would the video be available to us?
Because I needed everyone. Maybe I must have missed that portion. Sorry.
Okay. So then, secondly, you spoke about recommendation for professional license. Who gives the recommendation and why the recommendation?
Okay, so the reason why we sometimes need their recommendation is, you operate directly under them. And sometimes there are instances where you need a recommendation from someone to attest to your professional standards, status. Even for example, let's say somebody who often misses class or has some kind of complaint against the person. Oftentimes, in such a case, we depend on your higher authority, be the head of the school or district director, to ascertain the status of that person as a professional.
Okay. And finally, the in-service teachers have been complaining about 1,020 cedis being given for professionalism or for CPD workshops. And are we also going to get same if we are being employed?
Thank you, Mr. Martin. The professional development allowance is actually given to teachers in Ghana. I think it is paid annually for professional development. So once you come into the fold, the expectation is that your employers will give you the funds at the end of every month for your training.
Okay. Then please, sir, to add to that, and in each CPD workshop we attend, please, how many points are we to get?
Mr. Mate, it depends on the CPD program. It is not 1 point for all, depending on the program, but it ranges from 1 to 3. 2. Okay.
Okay, please,
so
sir.
Mr. Mate,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Mate, yes. My attention has been drawn that depending on the nature of the training, they can attract as much as even 15 points.
Oh, okay.
So you can always verify the number of points from the service provider.
Okay. It has been necessary because most of our friends and colleagues, brothers and sisters, are in-service teachers. And they do complain of the points given to them whenever they attend such workshops. And they are being charged of an amount of, some say, is it 75 cedis or whatever, yeah. And they'll be given some minimal point. And they are complaining about that. I'm concerned because tomorrow I might be in their position. So I need to get clear. I have to get a clear information on that.
Okay. So please, there's a threshold to how much a service provider can charge. So we'll be glad if some of these things are brought to the attention of NTC. And sometimes you can also verify the status of the service provider by going on our website. Anytime a service provider is accredited, the entity is listed on our website. So you can always cross-check with the NTC when in doubt.
Oh, okay, sir. So please, with the provisional license, you said it will take for a maximum of 1 year, right?
Yes.
What about the full license? How many years will it take for renewal?
It is 2 years by law.
2 years?
Yes, by law.
Wow. So let's say for instance, with the first rank, let's say with the degree rank, you said a PS. If the PS is let's say is to accumulate say 70 points or 75 points, so with between the 2 years, that particular teacher should accumulate 70 CPD points, right?
Yes.
Then that's all. Nothing more, nothing less.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
So after that, you get your renewal, and then based on your rank, you start the cycle again.
Okay. Please, sir. One issue has to do with the 2 years. Others are saying 3 years.
Mr. Martin, I think some have been on the line for.
Oh, okay.
Let them
Okay. I will do that.
Right.
Then I hope I can come back later, right?
Sure, you can come back later.
Thank you very much.
Oscar, please ask your question. Lord Oscar Zaki.
39.
Francis Nayo, if you can hear me, please ask your question.
Francis,
Yeah, I was trying to ask about the duration of the renewal, but it's like someone has already asked.
Thank you. Eugene, please, your question.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. My question is that for the you have to go through the training or you can write
Eugene, I'm getting a lot of noise. I'm going to mute all of you. Unmute yourself and ask your question again. Eugene, please come back. Unmute and ask your question.
Okay, sir. I'm saying that to write the exam, do you have to, is it a requirement that you have to go through training college before you can write, or from the university you can still write the national examination?
Eugene, if I get your question right, the requirement to write our licensure exam is diploma in education or degree in education.
Okay.
So without initial certificate, be diploma and degree in education, you cannot write the licensure examination.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Chokomilo.
license, do you have to write new examination to renew it, or you could pay money? I don't know. How do you renew it?
Please, what's your name?
Carrie.
Okay, Carrie, we explained the professionalization process. So once you write your professional examination, and you are given your license, you will not be required to write for examinations again. However, you will be required to undergo CPD programs. Yes, and then when you meet the CPD point, your license will be renewed upon payment of recommended fee. So let's say you have 2 years for your license. You have your professional license for 2 years. Within that 2 years, you have to undergo your CPD program to meet the minimum point, be it 60, be it 65 or 70. When you go through that, when you are able to meet those points, yes, you then apply for renewal of license. But mind you, burdens on your profession as well. You'll be expected to be a competent professional, not just undergoing the CPD, but abiding by the ethics of the profession as well.
Oh, okay. So does it mean that this provisional license that has been given after you pass, when you are not posted within that year, that's CPD that you have to build, because you've not been posted, you can't receive it. So how does it mean that it's not going to work? I don't understand.
You said the name is Mary. You can do that. You know, once you upload your with a provisional license, when you go through your induction and everything, once you upload, whether you've been engaged or not, even whilst you are at home, you can, because you have accredited service providers, you can join any of the service providers to take part in the required CPD programs. Yes. So the fact that you've not been engaged should not stop you from professionally developing yourself.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Gifty both
Ask my question, sir.
Yes, please. If they are not ready, wait on, please ask your question.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Please, do we have free workshops? Do you have free workshops?
Yes, we have. The ones we organizing with your school, and some NGOs organize training programs without charging anything. In fact, what you do, your school-based is you don't pay. Some of the cluster-based, you don't pay. And in fact, we even have some certified NGOs running programs that they don't charge teachers for. Okay.
Then we've also heard about something they said that portfolio assessors, and they are going around intimidating newly trained teachers. How true is that information?
There's a pause on that. So when NTC is fully ready to make that functional, yes. But basically, portfolio is just a collection of all the activities you do. So keeping your training logbook to record your training programs is one. When you take part in any extracurricular activities, you keep record of it. So basically, it is not something new. It's just a collection of whatever you do as a teacher. So that when anybody walks in and they take your file, be it electronic, be it physical file, they should be able to have evidence of some of the things you do.
Okay, sir. But please, sir, our seniors didn't do the portfolio and were posted. Are we going to do same before posting?
Portfolio is not linked to your posting at all. In fact, it is actually for teachers who are already engaged and practicing. So it has nothing to do with your posting.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
I want to ask a question.
Please, I want to ask, can I
The person who asked for portfolio, so it means even whilst you are on national service and working as a teacher in national service, it is expected that all the things you've done, you should show evidence. You should have been able to keep records or evidence to demonstrate what you have done. It may include even your lesson plans. It may include other artifacts you might have improvised to aid your teaching, or any other teaching resource you might have improvised as a teacher, or any other activities you might have engaged in with your students. Yes, so evidence of all these should be on your portfolio. But it is not linked to your posting, please. So thank you so much. All too soon, we've come to the end of the session. It is our expectation that you engage and you alert your friends who have not joined the induction yet, so that they make time and join us in our subsequent sessions and have all their questions. Thank you so much.